And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing podcast.
Welcome to 2020, Steve.
Apparently, we're going to be reviewing a lot with that large emphasis of reviewing.
We're really going to review the hell out of this, whatever it happens to be.
On today's episode, we review Miller High Life.
Yes, the champagne of beers.
It's a beer.
Yeah, it's not the Coors of beers, but it's pretty close. It's not that far off. What's this first ad we're going to get into,
This
Steve?
first ad was sent. It wasn't sent. I guess it was just posted.
Well, that's most of this stuff is posted.
Right,
That's
but
how
sometimes it's
we
like,
get most of it.
Sometimes it's posted to us. This one, was it actually posted?
It was posted to the group
Oh,
by,
it was.
by Mojo Stomp Boxes.
Yeah, so this is a 1993 Starfield, apparently made by Ibanez in Japan, with lipstick pickups and a Hawaiian salmon body. So I guess that's the wood.
Yeah.
But this is basically a proto Talman.
Yeah, totally. Especially when you get to the headstock.
Yeah.
It is pure Talman up on that headstock. I've instantly fallen in love with this thing, and now I'm kind of obsessed with these. This is the only one I could find online that was, raw wood like this. The other ones
Right.
have been painted. They're on eBay right now. There's this one shipping from Mojo Stomp Boxes, obviously.
Yeah.
They want $627 for it with $167 shipping. The others are kind of in that price range. There's a pink one that is pretty much the same price.
You know,
It's $724 with $130 shipping, but it's more of a Strat layout with Strat pickups. And then there's a black one with the Strat layout, but that one's $374 with $130 shipping. And I gotta say, I'm in love with the look of this thing so much. If I had the budget and I was serious about this, I would pay more to get the pink or the wood one, because the black one just looks kind of boring to me.
well, the black one also has like just Strat pickups.
But the pink one has Strat pickups.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten down there yet.
Yeah.
I'm
So
looking at these pictures.
apparently
the black one's kind of, yeah.
black with a white pickguard is boring. I hate that. I don't want
But
another.
also, like,
I'd rather do a Sonic, but I don't want to have another guitar that's
The
black
bridge
and
on
white.
the black one's also like not fun. Like it's not an interesting
It's not the
design.
It's not that good one.
Well, it's just not anything. There's nothing interesting about it.
Oh, okay. But this wood one with the lipsticks, man, I always wanted a Talman, but then I found out that they're made out of MDF.
Really?
Yeah,
Even the old ones?
Yeah, the old
I
ones
did
are
not know that.
MDF. It's part of their charm, I guess. But this like Hawaiian wood with these gold lipsticks and this beefy looking 2-point trim. Oh, it's
Yeah.
good looking. If you're listening to the audio version of the podcast, go check out the links to the pictures. This thing is just freaking vibey mojo for day, and it's got a single ply pick guard, which I'm big into. I love single ply pick guards.
I'm gonna link to the eBay art ad too, because this is this
In 90
pink one is
And in '93
Crazy
too,
good.
they were doing the fretboard markers.
offset
Offset?
like, onto the on the upper side. I will say I think this
This is like a prototype for like what guitars are today.
yeah
In a lot of ways, stylistically.
I think, and I will not speak, so I will not speak with 100% certainty.
Steve thinks, and he will not speak. It's
I will
a
not-
beautiful new day.
I will not speak with complete certainty, but I think if you go to if you go to the Mojo Stomp Boxes website and buy this guitar directly from them, it wouldn't be like $180 shipping.
Oh, because they had the free shipping thing a while back.
It was $60 on guitars, which is
yeah.
still like for a guitar that you're shipping for Americans, like across the largest ocean in the world.
Here's what I'll say.
All oceans are one ocean.
Here's what I'll say. Right, if you want this guitar, all oceans are one ocean. You animal.
but they are.
Yeah, they're all connected at some point. I'm gonna say if you super want this guitar, hit up Mojo Stomp Boxes and be like, hey, what's the 60 cycle hum discount, and see what happens.
This thing's, I mean, it's got some vintage charm to it.
It's got some tarnish on the gold hardware for sure, but it's it's from 1993. Of course, it's gonna have tarnish on the gold hardware.
Man, my sister's from 1993.
It's got some tarnish on the bridge too, but that bridge is just beefy looking.
Yeah.
I love the look of that thing.
What is this wood? Salmon?
Yeah,
Saman?
I've never heard of the wood, but it definitely has like a tropical hardwood sort of look to it. And that like cream single ply pickguard on that wood. I'm in love with this thing. I'm not in love with it enough to spend money on it, but I think this might be a start of, you know, a permanent eBay follow thing for me where I just am always checking out for these guitars to see if I can get a deal.
Apparently Salmon is also called Monkey Pod.
I've heard of Monkey Pod.
Apparently that's what this is.
Well, there you go.
Monkey Pod is Salmonea salmon.
It's got this really cool truss rod cover too, like this custom piece of hardware.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice touch.
How have I never heard of this brand before? It must have been just like a super tiny thing. But it's definitely like squarely like an Ibanez look in concept. And definitely like you get strong like predecessor vibes of the Talman from it.
Oh, that headstock's 100% Talman.
The body is more, I don't know, is the word traditional or is the more standard than a Talman? Like a Talman is definitely has like a funky body.
The body is more standard, but the pickup and knob positioning is Talman. It's like his heavy Talman vibes.
Right. It's an offset double cut pushing to a Strat sort of influence.
I think the double lipstick like that is also like as soon as I saw the body, I was like Talman.
Yeah, totally. And just the pickguard shape and stuff. Man, Ibanez needs to grab this and throw an AZ neck on this and reissue it. I would be all about this as an AZ reissue.
Would it have to be pink?
No, it wouldn't have to be. It gets to be pink.
I've been really thinking about picking up one of those Ibanez Talman series basses.
Oh, yeah? Possibly
this year. Who knows?
Who knows?
I got 12 months to figure it out.
Your move, Ibanez. Steve is ready and waiting for you to court him.
I mean, I picked one up. I've messed around with them at NAMM and stuff, and maybe I'll mess around with them some more this year. Maybe they'll have a new model out that I'm like, this is the one.
Ibanez is going to slip you a note at NAMM, and it's going to say, do you like me? And there's going to be little boxes. Yes,
no, or no.
Maybe.
It's going to say yes, no, Talman.
Oh, man, I just want to try this thing. I don't know if I want to own it, but I definitely want to try it. And it's cool the way it has like the Ibanez, like super comfort, smooth, rounded heel at the neck.
Yeah.
Like it's a really cool blend of like this vintage, funky kind of look with super modern Ibanez-y type features. I'd surf that thing so hard. That's a surf guitar right there, for sure. Make one in gold. Ibanez, listen to me. Make one in gold and give it to me.
So
I don't have anything else to say.
So apparently the Starfield brand, it was the, oh my goodness.
You found another Starfield?
Look at this thing.
That's very Talman-y too.
Trying to find,
and that has that long Paul Gilbert headstock on it.
I'm looking for a full body shot. I guess that's the closest thing to a full body shot.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy.
They're pushing into like this like boutique vibe with them.
Well, so these Starfield, according to this, Starfield was made by when sorry,
you can do it, Steve. I believe in you.
It says from the late 1970s to the 1990s, Hoshino used Starfield on Japanese-made guitars, and these Ibanez ones were like when apparently the Hoshino family owned Ibanez. So these were being made out of the Ibanez custom shop.
Cool.
Again, according to this one source.
Yeah,
who even knows?
Who knows?
But
no one knows. It's a mystery. There's no way to find out. So don't try.
That. I left it in the kitchen, but I brought that Squire book for you.
Yeah, cool.
The one that was recommended by Nick Scott.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
It's a lot shorter than I thought because the last 30 pages of it, which is both really cool, but also a thing I wasn't super interested in reading into, is how to identify basically any Squire made between 1981 and 2011.
Okay.
Because that's this is basically a 30th anniversary book. And then after that, so there's that, and then there's a list of basically every Stratocaster and Telecaster model that Squire made. with the descriptions like, oh, this is, if you're looking for like this is the one that you want, HSH, HSS, whatever, all these signature models, and then a list of all of the weird body models, and then a list of every model Squire ever released in chronological order.
Whoa.
So, but what it'll do is it'll be like 1981, these 3 models, and say what years those models ran. And then it won't, so it's like, it'll be like Stratocaster, 1983 to 1999.
Yeah.
And then when you get to 1999, it'll be like whatever the newer, like
and
whatever.
Stratocaster begat Showmaster.
It's like the whatever
genealogy section.
Yeah, but it's like just done by years, like 81, 82.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. But it's like very like, it's just words. There's like,
It's just words.
it's not a story
There's
anymore
no
at that point.
pictures. I'm not interested.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you'll have to check it out.
What's new, Steve, other than that book? How's your new year so far? New year, new you?
I guess, man.
Not my chair, not my problem?
What's that from?
That's a deep internet reference. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
All right, I guess I don't get it. I don't know. Like it's a new year.
Yeah, here we are.
You got anything new?
Well, no, I don't think I do.
You know what? I'm gonna do this on this episode.
Okay, do it,
I don't want to
Steve.
do it next episode.
Do it. Lay it on me, man.
We got these.
Oh, well, shoot. Here we go.
Acoustic. They call them acoustic filters. They're heroes. They are specialty
Heroes.
Heroes.
Not heroes.
Did I say heroes?
I don't know.
I think I said heroes. But they are little acoustic filter for your ears. They're high fidelity. So basically,
Have a
they're
big
meant to
old
be used
tab
for like
on 'em with,
concerts
like,
and whatever.
A gold bar on them.
Yeah, they basically have taken like the.
Are these earplugs, Steve?
No, they're acoustic filters, right? They're high. They're for high fidelity, high fidelity listening in loud sound environments. It's important to protect your hearing. I mean,
The copy guide that came with these was very adamant that they are not earplugs. These are not.
I mean, I understand where they're coming from because so many different places online are like, oh, I don't want earplugs. Like, I don't use earplugs at concerts because it blocks everything. And it's like, well, the idea behind something like this is that it's gonna it's only gonna like block out specific frequencies, so it's gonna give you a better listening experience, or it's gonna give you the same listening experience at a lower volume. Now, if going deaf is part of your concert going experience,
That is definitely a listening experience.
I mean, these are not the product for you, I guess.
Yeah. So, but the way that we came into possession of these is the company wrote us and was like, "Hey, you want to check these out? You want to do a review on your show?" And before I could get to it, Steve got to it and was like, "Yep, here's Ryan's address. Ship them out." So this isn't like a paid review or anything or a paid demo or whatever. They just sent them to us. And I'm glad it's not, because I put them in before we pressed record and I don't like the way they feel at all. I would not wear these.
Do you think if they gave like more sizing options, it would work for you? Or do you think it's just the overall design?
I think it's the design. This style earplug doesn't work with my ear. Like this, like what would you call that?
I don't know.
This
It's like a snail shell.
like a snail shell is a good description. This snail shell type design.
It's pretty common. I mean,
it's very common.
you can see if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this. If not, go to eros.com.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's eros.co, and check out the design. It's a pretty common design for like earbuds and stuff. You'll see.
Right. I think the little tab at the end is fun, and I think it's neat that they went for like a lifestyle brand kind of look with the little gold bar. Like the branding is cool.
Yeah. The other
But, like,
thing is, if you look at the tab, it has do you see that little hole on the end?
Yeah.
So that's also like part of like the filtering. So that's letting
right.
sound in from the outside and running it through.
Yeah.
I'm really looking. I am looking forward to trying these out at NAMM, because every time I go to NAMM, I end up using some kind of different like filtering, and it is different. And these ones, they seem like, using them here in the room, I can definitely tell they're blocking something, but it's not loud enough in here.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to use this when I'm walking around the floor, trying to have conversations with people, to see how it naturally kind of delineates. Obviously, it's not doing it actively. There's no computer here.
Right.
But see how it blocks like the general room while allowing me to listen to conversations.
Yeah.
Because that's a super important thing at NAMM.
So I've already said that I don't like the way these things feel. They just something about that style of design tends to slide out of my ear. Like they don't fit my ear holes well. And this is the smaller cap on these. There's a larger cap in there.
You've always had problems with things fitting in your ears in general.
I stopped using those other ones. What were the ones that I had way back in the day when we were gigging?
The Heroes High Fidelity.
Heroes. These are Eros. Those were called Heroes with an H. Pretty close name between those two. But I stopped using those because they hurt to get them to stay in my ear. I had to shove them really far in there. And these would be the same way. I like to use either these erasers that I've got, which are pretty dang expensive. These things are like $40 a pop. And you have to order the size that you think is going to fit you. They're not adjustable, but they're completely different like shape that really agrees with my ear. And then we've also got the Vibes that they sponsored us once, but it's a kind of like similar concept where it's not that snail shell. It's like a soft bulb.
Yeah.
And these work with my ear fairly well too.
I had a problem with I feel like the Vibes weren't big enough for me or something. I remember having some kind of weird thing with them. So
it's a tough thing. I don't feel like I can recommend anyone these are the earplugs you should use, especially when it comes to these higher dollar value ones, because who knows what your ear shape is like or what you prefer. Like these are two very usable earplugs for me. These other ones are not. But these ones are $20. These ones are $40. I feel like the $40 ones are worth it for me. These are the ones I prefer to use, but I'm happy to have the Vibes around as well. So I don't know. Go check them out.
You know me. I'm a sucker for branding. I like the way these look.
Yeah.
They've got that slash line on everything.
Did we figure out how much these were?
They're between 30 and 40. I'm not sure exactly, but they're up there.
Yeah. You were making a point off camera that if they're for club wear and for lifestyle brand, they should be hot pink.
I will say
if you drop them on the floor at a rave or something,
the all black design is really great.
It's classy looking.
I dropped it, and as soon it is classy, as goofy as it is to be it's silicone and plastic. Be oh, it's classy, but the all black with the gold stripe is
the gold stripe makes it look pretty sharp.
But I would say I wish if I was going out to a concert or something, as clumsy as I am, and bodies are moving around and everything, I'm oh man, that little
Steve is just getting all hot and sweaty in the club. Up in that club.
I wish the inner ear part, the part it goes in your ear, so no one's gonna see it.
Right.
Was bright yellow or glow in the dark would be super cool.
Yeah.
Glow in the dark, guys.
Or if there were little LEDs in there and they would flash.
All right, that's dumb.
I don't know. Go check them out. They send them to us. They're obviously trying to get the word out about their product. And that's not a bad thing. If companies look to, media outlets like us and want to, invest in the most minimal way, I think that's why I've been kind of adopting more the idea of just if people want to send us stuff, we'll just say yes. And then show it on the show instead of me doing a video or whatever.
And I'll follow up with this after NAMM because I'm definitely going to try them out.
Sure.
Did you have anything new? I forgot.
No, I don't have anything new.
Loser.
Yeah, I know. Want to tell us about the sponsor? Take us to the billing department?
Yeah, this first sponsor spot is brought to you, this episode, maybe this year, we'll see, is brought to you by D'Addario. They are the makers of the NYX. Are we still doing it? NYXL strings?
They haven't told us to stop.
The NYXL string. It's their newest string technology. NYXL. It's not the NYXL.
No,
it's the XT string.
It's the XT.
The XT string combines the technology from their NYXL string with a super, super thin coating. Think about it. It's the best of getting a coated string, but it doesn't feel all slimy and gross. It just feels like a nice, slick, you just put a little...
It doesn't feel like dead, thick plastic.
What's that almond... Is it called almond stick?
I use this almond stick.
Yeah, that's...
Tibet almond stick. I use this to revitalize rusty strings. It kind of feels like you have this little bit of grease. That on it.
It's super... I
just did... Okay, Steve, do it. I actually put the strings on a bunch of other guitars that are up there.
But I know this is the oldest one.
Yeah, that one's been strung with them for about a month and a half now.
This is a month and a half.
Yeah.
You're lying.
No. It still feels pretty new, right?
These strings even make me good at guitar.
Shut up. I just did a video.
It's a miracle.
I just did a video where I restrung 7 guitars in an hour. And it was like a live video, and it was a lot of fun. And my family got involved because I was doing it late into the afternoon.
I saw that. I saw they were popping in.
So I still have 5 left because they sent me a dozen of these things.
Yeah.
So I want to get them on a bunch of my other guitars that I use regularly. But I gotta say, it's been pretty nice in the past week or so, having all my guitars with fresh strings on them. I didn't realize how dead a lot of my strings were, and now they're not anymore. So there's that. Steve had to get another beer. What else do we say about these things other than I've been loving them, and Steve is impressed that my Strat isn't a rusty pile of garbage.
Well, because
by now.
I've been playing your, like, I haven't been like, oh, I've been playing your gear, but we've known each other for
right. Steve
like
knows my
15
body.
years, and I know how quickly you destroy guitar strings.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it's sitting out in a garage,
Yeah.
where like the humidity is nowhere near controlled, and it's been kind of a funky, wet season for the last month or so.
There's been water from the sky. I don't know what to do. How do I handle this?
Don't drive. Don't do it. And they're still holding up great.
Yeah.
So it sounds like sales pitch, but I'm legitimately blown away.
I'm happy with them. Maybe my experience with coated strings was from really long ago, and everyone else's coated strings are great because I tried elixirs back in the day, and it just felt like they were just toys, like thick plastic.
No, like that's everyone's
coating
like,
all the strings.
If you get like a thicker one, but even like the thinner, the brands that I've played that advertise a thinner coated string don't feel like that.
Sure.
Because you can still feel the plastic, and you still feel like if you pick at the string, like you can like get under it.
Yeah.
And those ones, it's just like,
I know
I don't even know it's there.
We're not spending a lot of time. We're spending too much time on this sponsorship, but yeah, I think that really is my takeaway is like, I don't play these guitars and think like, oh, these are coated strings. I could just play my guitars now, and I don't think about it, which I think is the biggest selling point, you know? All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
But hey, Steve, what's going to happen when you die?
I will be dead.
A little bit of dark humor in my laugh there. That's our next topic. I screen grabbed it. I know you're looking for it real quick.
Yeah, this was from Mark Kaufman. Excuse me.
Thought experiment. What will happen to your gear collection when you die?
Where does good gear go when you die?
Have you made any plans yet? Legal instructions or not? Maybe just anecdotal suggestions? Would your significant other know how to optimally dispose of it? Inheritance to family, donate, sell at market price, etc. Have you thought about this, Steve? Do you know? I mean, both of our wives have vague musical knowledge. I mean, your wife has generous musical knowledge. She's a pianist. She is a keyboardist. My wife is a singer, but that doesn't mean she understands gear resale.
My assumption is that if I were to suddenly die, my wife would contact you about how to,
that is
how to move the gear.
That is definitely my plan. I would hope that my wife would contact you for sure. And I would hope you'd be like, okay, I am going to help, Ryan's widow sell all this stuff. So
I'm going to be like,
so she can pay some bills.
Here's what you should keep. Here's what you should give to me.
Steve, what is going to be your cut when my my widow comes to you?
My standard is has always been 10%.
10%, very generous.
Seller's fee. I don't know if that is. I assume it is. I mean, that's only like fine. If you sell a guitar for $400, you're getting $360. And
listen, if you stepped in and you took care of that for my wife, 10% would be way better than she would get just walking to a guitar store.
That's true.
Or going through an estate auction house or something like that. So it's still a good deal. Steve, charge my wife 10%. Pick a couple pedals for yourself too, Steve.
I gotta film the whole process too to put it up on the YouTube. That basically, like, I'll just film it all, and it'll be like I'll release one video a week until we're out of videos, and that will be just this virtually endless stream of YouTube revenue.
I've hooked up the YouTube channel to a a heartbeat monitor, and the moment I die, the whole thing gets nuked.
Oh my gosh.
It's all over. No,
actually, that's like a crazy thing to think about. We'll get back to this question in a second, but it's like weird to think about the fact that so YouTube is effectively royalty streaming.
Yes.
Like it's royalty based income. It's residual income.
Yes. Passive income.
Yeah. Whatever you want to call it. Is passive the technical?
That's what I call it.
So if you were to die and the channel just stopped, or at least slowed down significantly because all I'm posting are Premier Guitar mystery stockings once a year, there would still be residual passive income coming in, and it would slow down over time. But there are certain topics that left-handed guitars,
sure,
Epiphone SLs, that people are looking for.
It would bring, I'd hope that my wife would be able to figure out how to get, that account switched over to deposit into whatever bank account she's using when I'm dead.
Right.
But yeah, there would be some benefit from that financially that would continue on for quite a while.
I'd just find somebody else who I'd bring RJ over and be like, hey, you want to be 60 Cycle Hum now?
Yeah, my wife is going to love it if the show continues without me here and just dudes are showing up.
No, it won't even be here. It'll just be we'll figure out a different location to do it in. We'll just license out the name.
Yeah.
So if we're still providing for your family through 60 Cycle Hum.
Listen, as long as you're doing stuff to provide for my family, you're welcome to keep coming here to record.
I'm just coming in. It's the Edith's birth, but for the rest of modernity. Just, hey, it's Steve. Ryan's not here.
He's dead. Sorry.
Let's get to the podcast. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't made plans. Obviously, that's kind of a thing that is probably should happen at some point.
Yes, you should die eventually.
But what to do with all of the gear, right?
This is a little dark and a little bit personal, but I kind of hope that my death is slow enough that I can get my affairs in order,
right,
and do a great big I'm dying reverb sale of all my stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Hey guys, I'm dying, please buy my stuff so my wife has money when I'm gone.
I mean, there's also that overarching question with all of it that is always, I guess, is always beneficial, is if one of your kids plays guitar or bass or whatever, maybe one of your kids plays the synthesizer, and so at least all your effects get used.
Yeah. Okay, on that.
Excuse me.
In that direction, say you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
You have weeks, you have days, you have a year, whatever. You've got your whole collection of stuff that most of it, you want to sell it so that there's money for the family and whatnot, maybe to cover your burial expenses or whatever. But what do you give away? And who do you give it away to? I could definitely see myself looking at my collection and be like, I want to give some guitars away to friends that play guitar that I've appreciated over the years and that will appreciate this guitar and keep it around and remember me every time they play it. But
that's that's that question of what do you do that way versus what do you do you just auction, it's charity, a charity auction.
I mean, you can do that with.
There's probably specific things. Would you?
I don't want my friends to. Because there's a certain level of friendship and there's a certain level of pride and ownership and
right.
And guitars that mean a lot to me that I would give them away as gifts. I wouldn't be like, oh, if my friend really cares about me, they'll buy it.
But anything that you currently have out on loan, does it just stay with the person that you loaned it to?
Yeah, sure.
So Sean keeps all he has 2 Harley Bentons right now.
I mean, if you sold those to give money to my wife, it's still $200.
Yeah, right. It's a Harley Benton. Oh yeah, if you sold all of them.
Right. But I'm I'd probably give my Duosonic to Adam.
Right.
I don't know, which one would you want, Steve, if I was to gift a guitar to you? after my death or leading up to my death. My gut is like maybe I'd give you the baritone.
Oh, the baritone would be cool. I was thinking possibly the Jennings.
Yeah, the Jennings is your speed.
I would assume I was gonna dibs on the Jaguar, but I'm assuming that's going to Mike.
Oh yeah, maybe. You think I'm gonna give a guitar to Mike?
I don't know.
We're friends now, but are we that close, Mike?
Maybe by the time you die, you will be.
I mean, we did pledge last winter NAMM to work on our friendship in 2019.
That's true,
and we have worked on our friendship.
But I'm on that Star Trek group chat. I know what goes on behind the guise of Big Rod.
My gut is that you would either take the Jennings or the Harmony.
I was thinking of the Harmony. I was actually thinking of either the Jennings or the SG.
Really? You want that SG?
I don't know, man. The SG.
I'll trade you right now the SG for your Les Paul.
Nope. I was playing the Les Paul today.
It's a good guitar.
Yeah, I was messing around with it because I had some the pedals I talked about last week.
If you had to pick a guitar to leave to your kids, which one would you do? Even assuming your kids never pick up guitar.
Man, that old Strat.
The Strat. That's
Japanese
a good one.
Strat, yeah. If it was only one, because that was like, that wasn't my second electric guitar. It's weird, like, I'm gonna pass down my second guitar.
You know what?
I might pass down the Jack Stang, but the Strat was really like, that was
the MIJ.
Yeah, that was like one when I got it, I was like, this is a keeper. Like that was the first guitar that I was really like, this is it. This is the guitar.
Yeah.
Even though I like hung it up for like when I went, because I've gone pretty hard in Telecasters, but like that Strat I can pick up at any time and like it's
a dream.
It's home.
That guitar is awesome. I'm kind of
got
feeling
that Han Solo moment.
I don't know. You know what? Henry loves the Mustang Bullet, so I'd probably leave that to him. I mean, who knows what Edith will prefer? I know he likes that one, but kind of my gut is I would just let the kids pick.
Right.
Like pick one guitar to remember me by. That's your guitar. I don't know. Kind of a grim topic, but kind of fun to talk about. Kind of cathartic.
It's kind of interesting. It's just an interesting idea. Like, what do you? And even like that's just a guitar. It's like, what do you do with all these amps?
Oh, amps and pedals and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like pedals aren't quite as, nostalgic as far as people go.
I think it's
and it's harder. It makes a lot of sense to display. Like a family member or a friend can be like, you can hang a guitar on the wall and like, that was Ryan or Steve's, guitar. That was part of their stage personality. But it's different. Like, oh, here's a pedal. He used to step on this and twist the knobs.
Yeah.
It's not, an extension of your body when you're performing. Yes.
Contact Squatch. Be like, hey, I've got 60 pedals. Can you build a board that I can fit these all on? I'm just gonna put them on reverb and be like, lot super mega pedal, like put all that together.
Yeah.
Contact like Squatch. Contact that guy up in Los Angeles that does pedal board wiring.
Yeah.
Be like, I need you to wire this up for me. What kind of band are you in? No, I'm just gonna put this on reverb. They're like, what?
Well,
I'm just gonna put all these pedals on one board and put it up for $20,000.
How about you take them with you? Pharaoh style, have a Squatch or some other pedal board company make you a coffin that doubles as a pedal board and get buried with them.
I mean, you could just get buried with them.
Just get buried, fill up the coffin with pedals.
If you were to go through, like, what pedals would you get buried with, Ryan?
I wouldn't do that. That's stupid.
You get buried with a 50/50? You get buried with a 50/50.
I mean, slip a DOD 250 to my pocket, and I'll take it to the grave with me. No big deal.
Yeah.
You know what? When I die, just throw all the junk that's worthless that you couldn't sell onto the funeral pyre. And
I'm not even
shoot an arrow into it.
Yeah, I can't. Like, we're going down that train, but I'm like, we've been talking about it at home, and I'm just like. Yeah, when I go, like, just freaking put me on a rocket and shoot me to the moon, like.
Oh, so you want to go? You want to do an affordable burial?
So Melissa looked into it, And I think it's cheaper to get shot into space as like like cremated and shot into space than it is to
It probably
get buried.
is. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like way cheaper because
Yeah.
burial plots are like $15,000 a piece or whatever. I think getting shot into space is only like $8,000.
You got to be cremated though before they're not going to shoot your full body into space. You got
I
to
think that might be.
dehydrate yourself. You got to turn yourself into astronaut ice cream before you get launched, because it's all that water weight is expensive, man. I think it's like $20,000 a pound to get into space.
I like the idea of being turned into tree food. Have you seen those?
No,
Where it's like they put your body into like this like, I don't know what kind of bag it is, but it's a bag.
Have you heard
Excuse
of sky burial?
What's sky burial?
It's something like
Since
Tibet.
I don't get to finish my story.
It's something Tibetan monks do, where they set their bodies out on the side of the cliff, and the vultures come.
Oh, okay.
That's a sky burial.
Interesting.
Yeah. So finish your story about the tree food.
So basically, they put you in this bag with like I don't know what kind of like liquid sludge, but I think it's like some kind of bacterial mixture that breaks down your body over time, and like at the top of it, there's like a tiny tree. So basically, your body turns into food for that tree over the course of time.
I mean, that's just a regular burial. Eventually, something's
Well, it's like regular burial without a coffin. Like it's so it's the intent of like, if you have like family property or whatever, you can be like, oh, this is like so and so's tree.
Yeah.
No, like, but really, it's like actually like, you know.
Here's how I want to go. Turn me into one of those plasticized exhibits, so everyone can see my skinless wiener for the rest of forever.
What?
You know what I'm talking about? The human body exhibits where they took they took a bunch of Chinese prisoners and took their skin off and plasticized them. That's what they were accused of.
Is it really?
Yeah. You didn't hear about that?
No.
Like it was really sketchy about where the bodies came from.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the new year.
All right. Well, this ad was sent by
Foresight is 2020 now, I guess.
Foreskin is 2020. What?
Oh man, we're loose.
Okay.
My Google Drive crashed, but I'm ready to get to the next ad.
This next ad was sent by Jason Welch. It's called Vintage Custom. It says all high quality woods.
Every wood used was high quality.
Electronics.
They didn't use any of that junk wood.
Electronics and hardware. You cannot buy quality like this for anywhere near $500 today. If this guitar were to be a custom build today, it would probably cost about $1,500. Guitar has been appraised for much higher than what I'm selling for, but I need a quick sale, so I'm firm at $500. Speaking of wood.
Okay,
it comes with a hard shell case that fits it. What does that mean? Show me that hard shell case.
Yeah, well, this thing has a wacky shape. Go look at the pictures real quick. If you're listening to the audio only podcast, the lower horn.
No one listens to the audio only.
They do. Half of our people are there. The lower horn.
If you listen to the audio only version of this podcast, shoot us an email at 60cyclehumcast@gmail.com.
The lower horn sticks way out like a Prince style thing.
Yeah,
like it sticks out like the upper horn on the Prince Cloud guitar.
I don't understand why this guitar's for sale in Illinois, because it's clearly the shape of Massachusetts.
Is that a Massachusetts shape?
Yeah.
And then the butt end of it has that little bit of a beak, like those Zach Wilde Les Pauls that he has now that have the little beak on the tail end. And then the top horn, I don't even know what to tell you about that. It's a square. It's a weird square shape. That is Massachusetts. What do you know?
It's really Massachusetts.
This is a Massachusetts guitar for sure. Why do you know the shape of Massachusetts, Steve?
I'm a geography genius. That's not true.
The headstock.
I'm weak on post-Soviet Europe.
There's so much going on with this guitar. It's hard to take it all in right now. Like of all the bad decisions you could make aesthetically with a guitar and functionally, like they've made almost all of them.
What do you think about the string plate?
The lightning bolt string plate?
Yeah.
It's cute.
He's going to get sued by Weezer.
Yeah, the first people to ever use a lightning
Or
bolt.
Supro,
Weezer's gonna get sued
Christian
by
Music Company,
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Gonna get sued by God for inventing lightning.
He's gonna get sued by Zeus.
Okay, let's go through the features here.
I don't know what any of them are.
The body's made out of like that style of wood that's like that higher end BC Rich kind of look with like the flamed maple top.
Yeah.
And like the darker wood on the back and sides.
Ryan, here's all the features. High quality woods.
We already did that.
Electronics.
The
and hardware.
The headstock is like that split Dean headstock, the V.
I don't
headstock.
hate the headstock.
But then it's cut off to be squared at the ends.
I actually don't. I don't hate that.
I don't hate the headstock either. It's kind of like a modern kind of like almost like Danish modern side of look here.
It's got a control cavity cover that is a different color than the body. That's a feature.
There's two rods, like strips of aluminum going through the neck. So this is basically an aluminum supported neck with a darker stripe of wood going between them. And then what looks like a brass nut, which is cool. The tuners on the back of the headstock are installed backwards.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand that at all. Doesn't that mean that they'll twist the other way around? Or does it even out? Like it doesn't matter.
My gut says that it does not matter.
Let us know in the comments if you think it matters if the tuners are backwards. I see no reason why they put the tuners in backwards. It makes no sense. Other than they just made a mistake.
Literally, this is a thing that we could pull any, like, I guess you only have a couple 3x3 guitars off the wall.
Yeah, you got to do a little bit of a like mind experimenting
but like
to figure out.
like just looking at it, it
might be fine.
I think it might be fine.
Here's
or you just have to turn it in the counterintuitive.
The string ferrule thing on the back that holds the strings in.
That's half-assed.
That's super half-assed. It looks like they just took scrap metal and bolted it back there.
I don't like that. I do like the neck. I like the headstock.
So here's
a question I have.
Yes. Let me ask my question.
Okay.
I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to go.
Pew pew.
Because the frets are that like tilted fret sort of look. They're
That's what I
tilted
was
all the
just
way
going to
down.
ask about.
Are they going the wrong way?
I don't think they're going the wrong way.
No, the way it's supposed to be is as your hand goes out, it's stretching out like this. They're going the way where you would have to crane your hand the other direction to get any benefit from that tilted fret. And it's not like tilted where like with the extended range instruments
Right,
now,
so that's
where
what
it
I'm
starts out
confused
straight
about.
at the 12th fret and then tilts out. They're going the wrong way. This is not an ergonomic thing. It's reverse of ergonomics. It's a really bad design. Yeah, 100%. Because to make like a G chord, you're gonna have to tilt your hand that way more. Where if it was going the other way, it follows the ergonomics of your hand tilting out.
I literally know it doesn't look right, but I don't know how it's supposed to look. Is my problem.
I'm telling you, it's going the wrong way.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
What is that even called? I
don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like it's because it's not fanned fret.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it. It's not fanned, but it should be that sort of function when you're out on the nut area of the guitar. Fanned fret.
But they're not. They're angled frets.
See, look at this Ibanez. It's angling the wrong direction on this custom built guitar. That is like super wrong and super bad.
But they do match the it matches the bridge. So like,
but it's hand angle, Steve.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying from like a functional. Yeah, if you look at a fan fret, the fan frets are always angled the other direction, and then they like flatten out as it goes down the neck.
Because your hand rotates out as you go out the neck. This is designed so your hand would have to rotate in as you go out the neck.
Yeah.
It's bananas. And this guy is okay. Let's go back to the copy.
So if this was multi-scale, it would be one direction at the top, and then it would like rotate through.
Right.
But this isn't even multi-scale.
No, it's just all tilted the same angle for no reason. And it's not like this guitar is meant to be a lefty guitar or something like that, because the controls are all on the lower bout. Oh, and by the way, it has like that BC Rich thing going on where there's way too many controls and they're all mystery controls. Who knows what, these 5 dips, like little flick switches do or whatever.
Yeah, Lord knows you can't figure that out after 2 minutes of sitting with the guitar.
But you know what I mean? There's just a bunch of little metal switches on it.
Yeah.
This thing's a disaster. I mean, I think the woodworking looks kind of fine. I think the neck looks kind of fine. I like the headstock concept in theory. But man, that fret issue is a no-go for me. This guy's claims about its value, saying that someone appraised it at $1,500 is bonkers.
Yeah, so I will say, like, one of the pickups here looks like some old as hell EMG.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not going to say that there is or isn't a ton of value there, but I mean, it's an EMG. Like, I just, like, you can't go out, to me, you can't go in and say, I built this custom guitar, or I have this custom guitar. Say nothing about what is custom about it. Say nothing about what is high end about it.
Everything about it is custom, Steve. That's the problem.
No, I will say, like, this neck issue that you pointed out aside, if this had a normal neck on it and this was just listed for $500, I'd be like, oh, that's weird. $500?
Right.
Maybe. Like, because at $500, I'm comparing this to, like, high-end Epiphone.
Sure.
I'm comparing this to, like, Mexican Fender.
I mean, it's clearly like garage made. Like,
so, like,
there's elements of this that do not look like they were made by, like a professional luthier.
I would say at $500, this is on the high end of feasibility.
Sure.
But as soon as the person says, I'm listing this for $500, so it'll sell fast, but it's worth at least $1,500. I'm like,
if you want to sell this fast, what's the sell fast price for you, Steve?
200.
200. Oh, you think it'll go? Someone will be curious enough at $200 to get it gone.
Oh, if I want to sell this fast, Ryan,
$1. Yeah, I know.
I give this to an airbrush. Oh, this is a set neck. So I take everything, all the hardware off. I give this to a guy who airbrushes. I have him airbrush a Tom Brady New England Patriots theme to the front side of the body.
Sports humor.
On that Massachusetts shape. Now it's worth $20,000 because it's got that sweet, sweet Tom Terrific. Tom Terrific is Tom Seaver.
I don't know, man. There might be some value here for a lefty guitarist that looks at this and is like, oh, I want, it's got the tilted frets, the fan frets going the wrong way for righties, but it's the right way for lefties. And they'll go try it out and see if they like it. But I wouldn't pay $500 for this. It's just too quirky. There's no provenance for any sort of brand or the builder or anything like that. Like, I think at best this is $300.
There are 5 guitars on this guitar stand that you can see. One is an Agile.
Yeah.
One is an Epiphone of some kind, an Epiphone double cut.
And the other 2 are backwards. You can't really tell what's going on there.
The other 2 are backwards, but they are bolt-on neck versions of something.
This one's got a little bit of a Gibson book scroll at the top. It looks like it's got locking tuners. I bet that's a nicer guitar there. But the other one looks like an Epiphone to me. Oh no, the headstock is tilted funny. That might be another Agile or a Slick or something like that. I think that might be a Slick guitar.
Yeah, I don't know what either of these are. They both have kind of funky headstocks going on.
Yeah.
One, actually, the white one might be like a Maestro.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of a thing.
But it's got locking tuners on it.
Does it?
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Maybe that's just an add-on.
That doesn't mean anything. This person's bananas because they have this guitar. So it could be. They could be anything. All these guitars might have locking tuners on them. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. This is no.
If I saw this in a pawn shop, I'd pick it up and play it for a couple minutes for sure, just to be like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that it plays really weird. The tuners are backwards. The frets are backwards, if there's such a thing. And it just looks kind of wrong and weird in not a fun way to me. Like, I can't imagine playing that on a stage. Like, it just looks weird.
It is.
And I like weird.
Man.
I like weird stuff, and it's not my kind of weird. You want to pay some more bills for us, Steve? Chase Bliss Audio.
That's the
thinking-
Money Zone music.
I think I want to get
Oh, there we go.
I want to get. That's right. Our ad segments are a joke. I want to get back. Now you decide that you're going to be heavy on the soundboard. This is the episode.
Welcome to 2020, boys.
2020. Check out the soundboard. I'm going to get back into using the Mood. I haven't used it in a while.
Okay.
I'm going to put it on my board for church and explore it some more and get used to it some more.
Are you talking about the Mood? Because this sponsor spot is for Chase Bliss Audio.
I already said that.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
This episode is brought to you by Chase Bliss Audio. Here we go. They make pedals more creative than you are. I'm talking about one of their pedals that's more creative than either of us. The Mood.
Mood.
It's a granular looper,
Yeah.
sampler sort of thing with a delay and reverb side to it. And I haven't used it in a while, but I remember the last time I used it being surprised how much I left it on, and it was an always on pedal for me. Because I remember like there's a delay and reverb side that I would kind of leave on as my, kind of like time-based effect. It would be always on. And then when I wanted to stretch something out, I would just momentarily step on that granular looper side, and I'd have like this like kind of fun, quirky, like a glitchy loop that would just play and give me something to play over and give me some ambience, to play through at church.
I think it's always great when you find, a capability. And that's the thing with the Chase Bliss stuff is it is capable of like super crazy, wild stuff, but also like you can use it as like a core effect.
Yeah.
You've got those presets. You can take advantage of them to have like one that's like you're always on and another one that does something like super creative.
Super bananas and weird, Like, I love the Thermi. The Thermi is a fantastic delay. Its core concept is bananas. Each repeat will get sent through a pitch shifter to give you different harmonies and stuff like that. But you can turn that off and you can use it as a regular delay that sounds awesome. And then you can just, flick over to another preset and have this bananas like pitch shifting, like destroy your sound thing going on. Or a very musical, like well dialed in, is gonna make or break the song sort of thing.
Right.
Chase Bliss pedals, they're just over the top with features and sounds that you're just not gonna get anywhere else.
Go check them out. I'm really interested to see what they do this year.
Well,
it seems like every year they do something that like feels like it comes out of left field, and then you listen to it and you're like, I think I need that.
Yeah, totally. I'm wondering if they're going to announce anything new at NAMM, or if they're going to just start releasing that EQ like slider thing that they have.
The Arma tone.
Yeah, they were getting the bloopers out to the people who pre-ordered them. I'm sure they're going to start getting them out to dealers and stuff like that after they're done with the pre-order stuff. So I don't know. Go check them out. Keep an eye on Chase Bliss Audio. That's what we're trying to do. All right, let's get to the next topic.
Yeah, this next topic was sent by Simon. He says, I saw a band called Boris the other week, and their guitarist uses 3 amps on stage. How many amps is too many amps? Well, you need like if you're building a home, you're gonna want to have multiple breakers,
right?
Different levels of amps.
I mean, I feel like 120 is just fine. Oh, is that volts?
That's volts.
How many amps usually supply a house?
I think like each breaker is on my house. Like each breaker is like 15 amps, and I've got like 10 of them.
That's a lot of amps, Steve.
Yeah,
10, 15 watt amps.
Something like that. No, 10.
I know.
10 amp, 15 amp breakers.
I know. I don't know enough about home power or just any power really to have a meaningful conversation in that direction.
But how many amps is too many amps? I'm guessing with a 3 amp.
We're talking about for stage, right?
Yeah,
We're talking about for performance.
Right. So my thought is with a 3 amp setup, they're probably doing like some kind of wet, dry, wet rig.
Or they're doing like a different song needs a different sound.
Maybe.
I mean, that's like, I've seen, like concert footage of like Eric Clapton or whatever, and he's got a whole back line of all his vintage amps or whatever. And I'm sure he has someone switching them behind him, but different songs get different amps for different sounds. I could totally see, myself going like, oh, I need a dual showman sound for one song. I need a Princeton sound for another. I need a basement sound for another song, and then having songs that combined multiple ones, like the different flavors. You know, what do you think? Is that too far?
I mean, I'd have to check out this band.
I mean, I've used 2 amps before for a gig. I don't feel like throwing a third one there is that crazy. Like, I've used 2 amps just to have a monitor for myself.
Right. So this band, Boris, I'm looking it up.
Or you could do...
They are a Japanese experimental band.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, they're doing like wet, dry, wet. They're doing like...
Or they have like a center like main amp, and then the other 2 amps are for like a stereo effect that's bouncing back and forth.
Maybe. I'm just thinking like...
So the direction you're thinking is how many amps is too many amps for a single sound in a live band?
Right. I'm saying like I think there is a very specific reason for them to do this.
Right.
And like maybe it's like a stereo thing and they've got like so like what I'm saying is like they've got center amp is like dry, or maybe because they're experimental, like it's dry. We'll call it dry-ish. Mm-hmm. And then left and right are stereo, but maybe like they also have other things going on, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm saying like, yeah, you can be like, oh, I want 3 amps because I need a Marshall sound and I need a Fender sound and I got to get that high gain. So I got me a diesel.
Right. I like this little character you've come up with, Steve. I got to have that high gain, got me a diesel, just went down there to the store, picked one up, no big deal.
It's 2020, man.
2020, get yourself a diesel.
But I think you really have to. I mean, I don't know, man. As soon as people are talking about 3 amps, I'm like, I don't even want to move 1 amp
I
anymore.
know, yeah. I mean, I stopped taking amps to church because it's just another thing to carry.
Because they don't let you use them?
No, they let me use whatever I want, but
okay.
I opted to start going plug-in direct with, various different amp sims and whatever.
The last time we had a guitar player, not the last time we had a guitar player, the last time we had a guitar player with a live amp at church, the entire rehearsal time was our sound guy and the guitar player going back and forth like, but can you turn it down like a little bit more?
You want me to turn it up a little?
A little bit more, and like the stage, I will say, like our new building is not conducive. I don't know if you guys have been down there.
I haven't.
But the stage area, so from the stage all the way back, now there's a screen in the middle of the stage, but the stage itself, like the whole bowl, I guess, of the stage is brick.
Oh.
And then there's like windows in the back, but before you get to the windows, there's like this the screen. And then the rest of the building is like stained glass that during the day they do drop curtains down to block light and whatever.
Running direct at most churches is just so convenient. Yeah, it just really is. I mean, if I'm playing bar gigs with Dinosaur Ghost, I'm gonna bring amps. I'm never gonna trust that to direct rig because it's a totally different environment. But for churches, man, I love going direct. It's so easy.
So when you're talking about running, so in this, like you're saying, like, oh, well, it's like 3 amps, but one of them's a monitor. Like I feel like that doesn't count.
No.
Because you're saying that you're running an amp because you don't trust the house to provide you the sound that you need.
I feel like we've been spending all this time justifying 3 amps. And asking whether or not 3 amps is too many amps.
Right.
But maybe we should be looking at higher numbers. Like, I feel like someone could justify 3 amps based on tonal differences between the amps and like you needing different sounds per song. I could easily see them justifying 3 amps to build a custom sound, an experimental sound with, stereo and center and things like that.
Yeah.
But then what is a wholly unreasonable amount of amps?
Well,
is 4 unreasonable?
I did see someone recently say that they ran 4 channels to the board at their church. So 4 apparently
Get that Dolby
is good. No, I mean Dolby you could have 5, 7.
Yeah, 8 to 1 surround sound.
You need a 0.1, so you need that sub channel.
Like I don't think there's an answer to
You've
this.
got Marshall, Mesa, Fender, Orange, Vox, something solid state, something else solid state, and then an Ampeg 8x10 for your point one.
I don't think there's an answer to this conceptually, like tone wise. Like I think the modelers are going to go the way where we're going to be able to build these ridiculous theoretical systems where you do have 15 amps into 30 different cabs with like 60 different microphones, and that becomes like your patch for whatever reason. But in the real world, like real amps, like if you're building a recording sound, use as many amps as you want. If you have roadies and stage crew that can haul your amps around, like do whatever you want, whatever makes sense for your tour or whatever. If you're even playing at church, whatever makes sense for you. But it really just comes down to practical stuff. Like, what are you willing to haul? What can you actually haul? And that's up to you. I don't think there's a real answer to this that we could come up with. I could say that 3 amps would be too much for me for a Dinosaur Ghost show. Like stereo is max for me.
I think 3 amps is too much for most people.
Sure.
At any time.
And going back to the sound man, telling that guy to turn down, you have to consider what the miking mess and the live sound mess that's going to be, a score multiplier when you bring multiple amps to a gig. Like your sound guy is probably gonna be like, oh yeah, we'll mic these all up, and he's totally only gonna run one through the system because it's too much of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a pain in the ass with your rig, you're gonna make enemies with the sound guys. So I don't know. You got to figure it out for yourself. It really depends on the rest of the team,
I feel like
it's not just you. You might feel like it's just
one
you.
thing to see like a band that has a Wikipedia page running 3 amps on stage. It's a whole other thing to show up to a venue with like more than I would say stereo at most.
Yeah, that third one starts to get a little iffy, doesn't it? But I think it depends on the size of the amps. If you show up to Soda Bar or Tower Bar with 3 half stacks, you're an asshole.
Oh yeah.
If you show up with a Blues Junior, a Deluxe Reverb, and like a Vox Micro, an Orange Micro Terror, like who cares? You just have a lot of little parts that you brought in.
Even then, you're telling the sound guy like, "Oh, hey, we're a 3-piece, but I need 3 mics for the guitars."
Right. You're complicating things. You're definitely complicating things, and the sound guy doesn't know which one needs to be at which level, like with your creative amp switcher that you're using.
Can you test guitar 1 or like what? Come on. Come on now. This next ad was sent by Alex Booth. Merry effing Christmas, I guess. Hello, everyone. There's a free Mr. Black mini echo delay pedal in the toilet in the men's bathroom at Roxy's in Fremont. Anybody should go in and grab it if they want it. See ya.
I love this. I love the picture. This pedal is in a Ziploc bag to keep it dry, sitting on top of the guts of the toilet bowl.
What pedal would it have to be for you to
not
be
the toilet
like,
bowl, the toilet tank?
Yeah, it's in the tank.
It's not. It has not encountered an area that handles feces, so it is clean.
It's in the tank and it's above the. It's sitting on top of the filling unit, so it theoretically should only take splash damage.
What kind of public toilet uses a tank? All the public toilets around here use the big valve.
Well, this is like
pipe.
presumably like Roxy's is some kind of like
a venue or something.
A venue, like
Maybe.
or a bar or something.
I guess it's possible to have a tank in a public toilet. I don't think about it, I guess.
Roxy's is a cafe diner in Seattle, Washington. It's a colorful deli with large breakfast-lunch menu, including Jewish faves like pastrami and egg creams.
Is there any chance that this is a scheme by one of the staff to take care of like a slow part of the day and be like, hey, the pedal in here, and then they leave the ad up and there's just a stream of people coming in all day. Like, well, I'm here. I guess I better eat. I guess I missed the pedal.
This is $100 pedal.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Did you say Roxy's is in Seattle?
Yeah, this is in Seattle.
You think there's any chance Mr. Black did this himself? He's in Portland, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the name, and I don't think that is the case here.
Right. No, he could have an alias on Facebook.
That's true.
Or on this is a Facebook page.
I think it's really sexist that this is only in the men's bathroom. There should also be one in the women's bathroom.
Listen, if you want a pedal, you're going to go into the opposite gender's bathroom and to find it.
Okay, legitimately, I kind of love this idea.
You think if this was left in the women's restroom only, there wouldn't be men going into the women's restroom to snag it?
That would be a nightmare.
There'd be a few guys who would be anxious about it and be like, I don't know if I should, I don't know if I can. And then they'd see someone coming and they'd be like, I gotta go, I gotta get it. They'd scramble to get it.
All right, so multiple questions here.
It depends on if it's a multi-seater bathroom or if it's a single-seater bathroom. This looks like a multi-seater. There's a stall there.
Yeah. Okay. So the first question I have is, what pedal would you want to leave in a bathroom in San Diego? And 2, what bathroom do you leave it in? Oh,
I feel like it's got to be a fuzz. Like fuzz lovers will do something stupid like this to go get a pedal. They'll be like, "There's a fuzz in a toilet. I'm on my way."
So what toilet? I'm thinking maybe like West Coast Tavern, because it's connected to the observatory.
Well, you got to figure out what your personal motivation to do this is. Like,
do you want to leave this in a bar? Like, because then it's like, do you just go dump this in Tower Bar?
Like, what's the goal? If you put this in the Tower Bar bathroom, just throw it away.
Dude, I haven't been in Tower Bar in like 15 years.
Oh man, it is a disaster in there. It is a petri dish. But I don't know. I have to figure out my motivation. Is it to like sit there in the restaurant and do people watching and just watch people go to the bathroom?
No, this is posted on here. Like, you're not.
Is it just to give it away in a funny way?
The only way you're gonna know who gets this is if they post a picture on the Seattle Music Gear Swap.
The goal is purely to give something away in a funny way.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a good pedal. Like I said, it's a $100 pedal.
Yeah. I feel like I would try to send someone to a restaurant that I like. Or to a venue that I like. Like, hey, if you're at this show right now, go check the toilet. You know, are you watching Man or Astro Man at Casbah? Go check the toilet. You're gonna find yourself a reverb pedal.
How long do you put it? Like, do you put it in there and just leave it there until okay, so Man or Astro Man, great example, right? But do you put it in there like? Do you pay to go to another show like
a week
before to do this drop, and then 5 minutes before the Man or Astro, like doors open for Man or Astro Man, you're like, hey guys, if anyone's at this show tonight, check the lids on the toilets. You might find something cool.
Then you know you're giving it to someone who likes what you like.
Yeah,
you know. That's kind of fun. This idea. Fun little reverse heist. I think this is fun.
I would definitely like.
I thought about do
something like this.
Leave a guitar somewhere, like sort of mystery, solve the clues to find it sort of thing when I was giving some guitars away. Maybe I'll still do that. I want to give away that Firefly semi-hollow.
I want to do this, but I'm going to do it on some like dumb hiking trail in a place that only I would go to.
I thought about like geocaching a guitar.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is fun. This is a fun ad to leave on. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Tell us about the song, Steve.
Yeah. This week's song is sent by Drew Smyser. It says, hey guys, my name is Drew Smyser, and I'm the singer, songwriter, and lead guitarist for garage rock outfit Whistler Lane, based out of North Georgia. We usually gig down in ATL. I don't know why I read it like that. This is the first track from our debut EP and is entitled Never Again. We've got another EP preparing to drop in the coming months. So if you dig this, then make sure to check us out on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music. Follow us on Instagram at Whistler Lane Band or on Facebook. Thanks, guys. And let's see if I can get this thing to play.
1, 2, 3, 4. I just can't recall
small. Another broken fall. I guess we'll wrap this up. You're just feeling stuck. We're walking a fine line. Quit wasting all your time. Never again. Will you fall so far behind? If you just make up your mind for a change. See yourself as someone else, fighting a feeling that you've never felt. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense.
Name one band you think these guys listen to and are an influence on them.
Well, I was going to say who I think they sound like, but they probably don't listen to is Reeve Oliver.
I could hear that. I'm going to say REM.
Oh, that's also they're in Georgia, so that's
But-
probably a good call.
But I feel like there is this the melding of an REM aesthetic with a very clear, like kind of like early 2000s, kind of like emo sort of
Yeah.
influence.
Yeah, no, there's definitely. I was gonna say, like, Ryan, did you like this? Because I would say that this is at least
I like-
tangentially emo and like, but it's like that. It's like late '90s emo.
Yeah.
which
But
I
it-
think is emo that you would listen to.
But it has that, like I said, REM like early alternative
Yeah.
like influence on it pretty
it's like
hard.
the Promise Ring.
I enjoyed it.